Philippians 1:15. Some indeed preach Christ even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. So something I want to highlight here is that you can preach Christ in a way that is motivated by envy and strife. Sometimes you might be preaching Christ for not entirely holy motivations. Now, obviously, this isn't perfect, but Paul here is talking about his confidence and the fact that he's actually quite happy that he has been put in prison because people are preaching Christ. So it seems to me what he's saying here is that he's happy that people are preaching Christ, even if they're doing so for less than savory motivations. So an example of preaching out of envy might be that you're kind of annoyed that there's another Christian who's doing much better than you, so you're preaching just to get on the same level as them. That's not a great motivation to be preaching Christ, but it's better than not preaching Christ. And as for preaching Christ motivated by strife, there are some people who preach Christ because they enjoy being confrontational. Now, I would not say that's the best reason to be preaching Christ, but it's definitely better than not preaching Christ at all, and it is actually quite a reasonable expectation that people would be preaching for that reason. Honestly, if I'm being totally honest, sometimes I preach the gospel because I know that it will make work salvationists angry, and I kind of enjoy that. I kind of enjoy knowing that these people who reject the gospel are going to be annoyed by seeing me preach it boldly. And I think one reason I find this interesting is because we as Christians, we are not going to be morally perfect, and we're certainly going to have bad motivations even if we keep our actual behavior in check. But nonetheless, I believe all Christians are called to preach the gospel. So if you have some negative sinful feelings you haven't yet been able to overcome, okay, the least you can do is use them to preach the gospel of Christ to every creature.